Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, we're dealing with the aftermath of the EndSARS protest. The nail that sticks out will be hammered down, and the repercussions of the EndSARS protest is now coming like an avalanche on top of the people that participated. Guys, I bring you this. Federal government allegedly freezes accounts of EndSARS promoters. So now they are going to the top and they're going to cascade all the way down. We've already started to see some form of repression on the streets, but they are now going for the top echelons of that movement. Again, the headline: federal government allegedly freezes accounts of #EndSARS protesters. So now let's now see what this latest development is. The federal government has been accused of freezing the bank accounts of Nigerians who promoted the #EndSARS protest. Nigerians took to the streets on October the 8th to demand an end to the Special Anti-Robbery Squad unit of the Nigerian Police Force and an end to police brutality. The protest took a different turn when it was hijacked by hoodlums. On October the 20th, security operatives stormed the Lekki Tollgate Plaza and allegedly opened fire on the protesters. 2 weeks after the protest, there are allegations that the federal government has begun a clampdown on the persons who promoted the protest via any means. According to a report obtained, some #EndSARS promoters alleged that their banks informed them that the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) directed that their accounts be frozen. The Apex Bank reportedly instructed banks to place a post-no deposit restrictions on their accounts. Nigerian pharmacist Basi Israel, who was in charge of the #EndSARS medical team in Port Harcourt, reported that his bank account with Access Bank marked 00, and then it goes on to give the account details, has been frozen since October the 15th. I am in charge of the EndSARS medical team in Port Harcourt, and we had people donating for medical supplies, food, water, ambulance services, and these donations were made directly into my account, and of course these donations had EndSARS descriptions, so I think that was how they were able to flag my account. I noticed that on October the 15th, I was trying to make a debit transaction on my account and noticed that there was a restriction. So I called the bank and I was told that there was indeed a restriction, but I should go to any branch near me. And when I did so, the branch manager sent a mail to the branch where I opened the account. The response to the mail was that there was a directive from the central bank to restrict the account. The lady was surprised and even asked me if I had any issues with the CBN, and I responded that if I had any issues with the CBN, I wouldn't be in the bank in the first place. I would be on the run. I asked what could be done, and she gave no answer. She had to show me the mail on her computer, which I read. It was directly from the CBN, and it read, "Place this account on PND." He was quoted as saying, when asked if others had similar problems, Israel said, "I know many persons that have the same challenge." Another #EndSARS protester who spoke on the condition of anonymity also alleged that she had not been able to access her account and had been informed that it was frozen. The CBN is yet to confirm or deny this allegation. On Sunday, Modupe Odele, an EndSARS advocate, narrated how she was stopped from traveling out of the country by officers of the Nigerian Immigration Service (NIS). The lawyer said she was detained and her passport was seized. The Ministry of Interior, however, denied the allegation that it is compiling the names of #EndSARS protesters on a no-fly list. So the backlash, as I said, will come thick and fast, and it's coming a lot faster than I had anticipated, because the dust, of course, has not even settled yet on this protest, and already they are picking them up one by one. So the weight of the state is what you're seeing now, and the power and the might of authority is what is now being vested. The Nigerian constitution, of course, says that you have the right to protest, but then, of course, you protest within the Nigerian space at your own peril, and you protest especially under this administration at your own peril, because of course this is an administration that brooks no criticism. So this is now what is going on. First they detained a lady at the airport, now they're freezing their bank accounts, and very soon they'll be picking them up one by one. Don't be surprised if people start to disappear, because of course that is the climate that we're living under. So now this NSAS protest now is a seminal moment within the Nigerian space, because the citizenry have now spoken, and the response of the authorities is status quo. Is that you can protest all you like, but nothing will change within this space, because exactly what the people are protesting against, the heavy weight of the authoritarian system of this regime especially, but then cascading through every other regime that Nigeria has ever had, but more so now than ever before. The authoritarian approach is becoming too heavy a weight for the Nigerian person to carry, because if you are in your house, you can't sleep at night for fear of armed robbers, and if you go on the street, you can't walk freely for fear of the police. Damned if you do and damned if you don't, and it's like playing Russian roulette with your life within the Nigerian space. Countless stories, really, this NSAS narrative, the experiences people have had, is either, hopefully you've not had an experience, an encounter with these elements personally, but if you haven't, then you must have heard of somebody or heard somebody that has had that experience directly. Countless and countless stories, and a lot of them are coming out in this panel now that is being put together by Lagos State, just to share brutality and dehumanization that is going on within the Nigerian space. It beggars belief. It's almost unbelievable, some of the narratives that you hear. There was an instance, some chap, he lives in America, not been home. This is just a story that a lot of you would have, not this particular story, but similar to stories that a lot of you would have heard. A chap, he lived in America for countless years, decides to go back to Nigeria on a visit, or trying to make his way back home. You know, after a while you start having that calling from home, not a physical call, but your heart. So as he was going about his business, he was in an Uber. SARS, of course, they stopped that Uber, forced him down, and sent the Uber driver away. And as they were interrogating him, and he was trying to, so I could get information on what exactly is going on, suddenly this guy was being beaten up. This guy was recounting that he's a man in his 40s, and he has not had a slap or a physical confrontation with anybody for a good 20-25 years. So the first physical assault that this guy has had, to his recent or even distant memory, is an encounter with a supposed Nigerian police officer, and the encounter has led to this guy being slapped. For reasons for that slap, though, remains a mystery to that guy. So that guy just tried to extricate himself from that situation that he found himself with minimal damage, and then just packed his bag and made his way back to America. So he'll be contending with the American policing system, where there is still at least some sort of like a justice system that underpins it, rather than playing Russian roulette with his life on the Nigerian street. So that's just one example. Countless examples. There was some narration that I was hearing on one of these programs. It's actually posted on my YouTube. Some hand across the Delta, some chap was accounting, I think it was Idris Abdul Karim or something, some singer. He was saying some chap that he knows came back from the same America after however long. He was stopped by this set of police officers, the usual suspects, and then of course they found dollars on him. They arrested him, and that guy has never been seen since. So this just countless and countless and countless stories. We saw the army, of course, no better in Ibadan just a couple of days ago, accusing a girl of being indecently dressed, and then proceeded to take off his belt and dish out a summary punishment. So this is, it's just a brutish system. It's a wild, it's like an animal kingdom, really, the way that space functions. So of course that weight is too heavy for people, and they had to lash out in some form at some point. And that lashing out then was that relatively peaceful protest that the Nigerian youth were having a couple of weeks ago, saying, please sir, stop killing us, sir. And for that please sir, stop killing us, sir, they are now being rounded up one by one. The leaders are being put on a no-flight list and their accounts being frozen, and the ones that are the foot soldiers are getting a kicking from the army. Conversations in the comment section, the nail that sticks out will be hammered down. That is the Nigerian system, and it will never change. But how that change comes, because change must come, is not a sustainable system, by the way. The system that these people run just killing and looting and killing and looting, and that's been going on for 60 years. So that cannot continue, because the world around Nigeria is evolving. So if you ignore the northern parts, there are places like Chad, etc., because of course this is the culture that these people imbibe. But if you look to the southern regions, if you look at places like Togo, Benin Republic, Ghana, Cameroon, these countries are developing at an alarming rate. These countries, they are on the cusp of coming out of being a third world country. If you are driving, for instance, from Nigeria to Benin Republic, you will drive on a roller coaster type road on the Nigerian end with divots everywhere, potholes everywhere. You will even swim on the road, because the road will be flooded because of the bad roads or the unbuilt roads, where they will charge like 10 times what it takes to build that road, but only use maybe 5% to actually, they just paint tarmac on the space and walk away with the money, and within 2-3 months that road is worse than it was. They not even done anything. So this was the sort of roads that you had in Nigeria. And as soon as you hit the Benin border, the border between Nigeria and Benin Republic, the roads there that you then hit are just like carpets. It's just a smooth ride. So this is a country that doesn't even have anything that purports to be an economy. Even the economy, I won't even compare it to Lagos State anyway, because it's too big. So even the economy of an average state, let's just say Imo State or something, or maybe Osun State, is probably bigger than the economy of Benin Republic, but their lifestyle is 10 times better than the lifestyle in Nigeria. And these people are accelerating while we continue to regress. And the regression, of course, is being manifested now in this no-fly list now that Buhari has composed of the promoters of EndSARS, and this freezing of accounts that is now the offshore of that protestation. Conversations in the comment section. TikTok, the nail that sticks out will be hammered down. That is the Nigerian way. What says you? Come share thoughts. But before you come share those thoughts, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. Bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Click on like as well, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Once you've done all the clickings, the nail that sticks out will be hammered down. What other metaphor do you have that describes the Nigerian situation? So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.